Do you enjoy a good paranormal story? Well, so do I. With that being said, it's time for another episode of Paranormal Chicago Activities with Cat G. Let's watch.
I'm here to give you your fix. It's story time. And in 3, 2, 1, cue the actual intro.
It's story time. Story time. Paranormal Chicago activity. With Catchy.
I absolutely love my followers. Thank you so much for making that for me. I love it. Today's story time is about the Iroquois Theater. Well, now known as the James James Needler Theater. It's in downtown Chicago. Y'all, that place haunted as f. When I say trap souls, try 600 of them. Picture this, the Iroquois Theater, thriving, beautiful, housing all of the best plays, all of the best. And then one day, a fire happened. And not just any normal fire. No, this fire literally took over this whole entire theater in the blink of an eye. And this fire happened while they was actually doing a production. Like, it's people in the audience. 600 of those people died in that fire because they could not get out of the building. Like, could you imagine seeing a fire take over your theater and you trying to get out, but you can't open up the doors? Back then, safety regulations wasn't shit. They wasn't shit. Whoever thought to have a fire door or an escape door to open inward instead of going out was not smart. Because that's exactly why they got pinned. Like, if you have to pull a door open and you got a massive crowd behind you pushing towards the door, you ain't gonna be able to pull the door open. Everybody panic. Ain't nobody trying to listen to no logic. They just want to get the fuck out. And then who builds exits that lead to nowhere? Like, why does the door say exit? You go down the stairs and around the corner and it's a brick wall. That just sound like y'all wanted this shit to happen. So yeah, it's a whole lot of trap souls that are in the Iroquois Theater, which is now the Needler Theater. I had the unfortunate event of meeting 2 of these women who perished in this theater. When I was a kid, I always said that my mama and my grandma was magic because somehow, some way, they was always able to make a way out of absolutely nothing. And they got me exposure to so many different things. Like, I am so grateful for my mama and my grandma Minnie. My grandma Minnie had a friend who was heavy into anything theater. Her name was Jello. A lot of people didn't understand why my grandma and Jello was so close with each other, and it was because Jello is a transgender woman. I met all kind of people because of Jello, but again, this one particular time we are going to this place. And as we're walking up to the building, I got cold. Like, every part of me is freezing. I'm so cold that my fingers are turning blue. Jello looked down and looked at me because my hand is in her hand. And she feels ice in her hand. She, what the fuck is going on? What's wrong? And I'm like, I don't think this place like me. She looked me in the eye and was like, okay. She put her hand over my eye and started praying. The willies went away momentarily. We get into the theater, and instead of going to our seats, of course, Jello is the shit, so she know the person who was actually in the play. We going to the back room. And I wish we didn't. Because what was once ice is now fire. I am hot. I'm burning up. I'm talking about sweating. Jello looked at me. She said, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm just hot." She said, "It is kind of warm in here." I'm like, I don't like this kind of hot though. I am so uncomfortable. Her friend looked at me and instantly was like, "Oh, she's special." I looked at her. She looked at Jello. Jello looked at me. I'm looking at Jello. I said, "I don't like this. Can we start this and get out of here, please?" The lady said, "If the feeling gets worse, tell Jello it's bingo time." She said, "As soon as you say those words, somebody will be at your section to get you and Jello out as fast as possible." What the we gotta get out as fast as possible for? I don't like this. I'm sitting in the hallway waiting for Jello to come out of the dressing room, and I hear a lady crying. I walk around the corner. It's a door right there. I go through the door and I see stairs. But now the crying is even louder. If it's somebody down here hurt, I can't help but to go and help them. So yeah, I went and followed. This woman is sitting on the floor. She has on a navy blue dress with gray trimming and details all around. The skirt is super long. Like, it's so long and so poofy that she looks like she's sitting in a cupcake. The bodice of the dress is like, baby, the corset is corseting. High collar with ruffles coming all down her sleeve. Pretty white gloves and a cute little hat sitting on top of her head with a little blue quill. I'm looking at a full-blown white woman out of the early 1900s. And when I say that she meet every qualification of a white woman out of the 1900s, like she is sitting there and her hands is dainty over her face and like it's like something out of a fucking movie. I say, hi, are you okay? She look up at me and she says, no, I've been trapped here. I want to go home. I said, well, why you can't go home? She says, because of a man. It was because of a man. I can't. It was because of a man. He left me. How could he do this? Her voice got a little demonic on the end. I said, ma'am, what did he do? She said, he left me here to burn. He left me to burn. Ooh. I shouldn't have brought my black ass down here. Jello told me to sit still and not move. Bitch, why you move? Why you move? I don't know why my mouth got to move because out of nowhere, I was like, well, how did he leave you? What happened? And she said there was a fire. The fire, it took over everything. The curtain came down and he ran. He ran the opposite direction. He didn't come back for me. I was stuck. And then, y'all, her dress. The craziest shit. You know how it look when fabric or paper get the burning and it's slowly turning into an ember? Oh, she is saying, I hate him. I hate him. He left me. He did this to me. He took my over and over and over. The more she is saying these words, her dress, her hat, her hair, her gloves, everything is burnt. She look at me and say, you can get me. Ma'am? What? How? Just give me your body. Hell to the no. I need this body. You tripping. Nah, Mrs. Burning Lady is turning into the motherfucking Grudge because she is crawling on her hands and her neck is contorted. I'm freaking the fuck. Release me. Give me your body. Over and over and over and over again. The more she said, the more demonic. Oh, bitch, cue in the mantras. Cue in the mantras because you done fucked up. You done fucked up. I take off back up the stairs. I can hear her crawling after me, baby. I am bawling my ass off. I bust through the door. Jello standing in the hallway screaming my name. She look at me. She look at the door. She slammed the door. Jello say, didn't I tell you not to go no damn well? I was like, well, I heard somebody crying. I thought I'm sorry. Jello friend standing there. She said, you heard a lady crying. Where you hear the lady crying? Where you just come from, Katie did? I showed her where I came from. She looked over where I was pointing at. First and foremost, apparently the door ain't always there. The door just around here popping up wherever they want to. Her and Jello doing root work over the door. They pushed me into the fitting room while they doing the root work because apparently whatever the fuck was on the other side of the door was saying my name. Talking about she need the Star Child's body. Absolutely the fuck not. They blessed me one more time. And then they called in somebody from the audience to come and bless the whole theater. Because apparently the Star Child being in the damn theater is generating too much energy. And I mean, I can't control that. I can't. I radiate energy. I radiate so much energy that apparently I got the eyes of a vampire looking down on me. That's the next story.
Her special abilities are so strong, so powerful. Whatever building that she steps foot in, if there is some paranormal activity there, oh, it is drawn to her. It is drawn to her. Man, I hope I have the next story because I know some of her stories, for some reason, have been getting deleted off of her TikTok page. But we're about to move on to what next story I do have of her.
I just got off from work and I got energy still. So let's do another story time. So we're going to talk about the Iroquois Theater, which is now called the James Neeler Theater. Back when it was the Iroquois Theater, it burned down. It was real bad. 600 people, well, actually over 600 people lost their lives. Because there were so many lives that was lost, it's a whole bunch of displaced spirits. And a lot of them are mad as hell. For those of you who don't know, when you're in a space where there's a whole lot of energy built up, you can harness that energy for good or bad. There was a clan of witches, vampires, warlocks, and what do you call it? Golems? Golems. They were the ones who put the funding behind the whole Iroquois Theater being built in the first place. So after the fire happened, all 4 of the heads of those clans came together and they were like, okay, look, we're going to have to do something about this place. We got to release all these spirits, but we can't do it at one time because it's going to be an implosion of energy and we're not trying to lose the building. This is where the warlock got the bright idea to be greedy as fuck. Most warlocks use dark magic in order to get whatever the fuck they want in life. So if you got a whole bunch of spirits around you that's just raw energy, you can harness that and use that energy for whatever it is that you want to put it to. The warlock needed the energy for a money spell. The vampire, the witches, and the golems had no idea that the warlock went off on his own tangent. Until one day, the golem wound up going downstairs where the energy was the strongest and saw the warlock actually harvesting that energy. The way that it was explained to me, when the golem went down there and he seen the warlock taking the energy, like the golem saw the warlock standing there inside of a pentagram circle with a whole bunch of inscriptions in the pentagram, and a ball of light, like an orb, would appear. And the brighter the orb gets, the bigger it gets, and it turns into a full body apparition. The warlock has to ask, what's your name and what is your purpose? If the spirit has no idea what their purpose is, the warlock then tricks them into thinking they're there for him and they have to give him their life energy. The golem saw it, turned on his heels, knees to chest, ran to the witch. The witch like, oh no, he got us fucked up, and went over to the vampire. Now the witch, the vampire, and the golem is all talking about how they gonna get rid of the warlock, but they really don't know how to do it because they don't know how strong he is at this point. And see, that right there, that was the part that they really had to worry about because they had no idea how strong the warlock really was. He hears everything that the witch, vampire, and golem is saying about him, even though he's not in the vicinity of them. So the warlock, homeboy decide, oh, y'all think that you finna stop me? I'ma stop you first. The first person that the warlock decides to take out is the golem. The reason why it's the golem is because a golem basically is a puppet that's being used by somebody else. It doesn't have a brain for it to really think on its own, and it necessarily doesn't have a spirit because it's actually being driven by whoever created the golem, their spirit, or a part of their spirit is in it. The warlock knew that the golem was actually being controlled by a super powerful wizard. Yes, wizards and warlocks are different. Because of who the wizard was, the warlock was like, yeah, no. You gotta go first because if you send out this radar to this wizard and I gotta fight this motherfucker too, or it's really gonna be a problem. So, boom. The vampire, the witch, and the golem, they made their plan, they getting into their positions. But here's the thing. The golem was the one that was the farthest away from the vampire and the witch. So the warlock took the golem out. Without the golem knowing it, he was actually standing on a rug with a pentagram underneath it, and the warlock was able to transform the golem back into clay. Now, when the warlock got rid of the golem, the warlock now knows everything that the golem knows. Because of this newfound information, the warlock is now sitting on his high horse. Honey Boo Boo then came out the back, strolled across the stage nice and slow, came down the orchestra pit, and is walking up the main act. He stops halfway through. The witch and the vampire is sitting up top in one of the booths. They waiting for the warlock to come through this one little path that they made. Instead of putting the pentagram seals on the floor, they actually put them on the sides of the chairs in the rows, so that it actually made a cube of protection where the warlock would have been stuck in. But he stopped a few inches away from where the ward began. The vampire and the witch sitting up top like, why the fuck he just stopped? What's happening? The witch say, oh God, he knows. You gotta do it. The vampire turning around and is like, no, I can't do this. If I bite you, I'm gonna be in trouble. She say, don't worry about it. I got that covered. I need you to bite me now. When vampires partake in supernatural blood, all of their abilities get bumped up tenfold. As the vampire is feeding off of the witch, she is putting all of her intent into her blood so that he siphons off of her intent and is boosted up even higher. The warlock look up at them, cock his head, and in one leap jumped up to that box. Now the warlock and the vampire going blow for blow. The witch on the floor, she messed up. Her energy is spent because she just gave most of it to the vampire, but she's sitting down there and she doing mantras. And while she's doing her mantras, she's also calling her cup. The vampire is giving the warlock some go. Almost to the point where the vampire was actually winning. Until the warlock was like, yeah, you got me fucked up. I'm not finna fight you like that. Goes into his pocket, pulls out a red orb, smashing on the ground. When he's smashing on the ground, the red dust or smoke comes up. He breathes it in. He just took on another soul. Now he's healed from whatever the fuck the vampire just did to him, and he ready for round. The vampire, done for, spent, tired. Don't know if he could actually keep up with the world. The witch is army crawling out of the booth, down the hall. She's trying her best to get to where her bag is. She got some special shit in her bag, okay? Just as she gets to the bag, she feel the energy force field around her lift her up off the floor. As she's in the air, it's crushing her. She coughing up blood, but she's still sending out the mantra. And then the cavalry busts through the door. Witches come tumbling into the theater. Wands ready. They take off to where their witchy friend is. They see the warlock first. Every last one of the coven members put all of their energy and intent into trapping him and binding. By this time, the witch that he was originally fighting is literally fighting for her life. She looks at her coven sisters and say, use my life to end him. They crying, oh my God, no, we can't do this. Who gonna lead the coven? And she like, the predecessor is already in place. Get rid of the warlock. He has to go. 4 of the coven members, they stand around the witch lady and they saying their little mantras. The witch lady, her spirit lifts up out of her body. She's standing there. The 4 witches don't stop they mantra. The main witch is getting so much energy from the 4 witches that she's almost like a clone of her original self. No more Miss Ghost Lady. As her powers finally get to the height that it needs to be at, it looked like a yellow jewel just appeared where her third eye would be. That same jewel appeared on the warlock's head. For whatever reason why, he didn't feel what was going on to him. Now, it's 3 witches that's currently fighting the warlock. They done pinned him to the floor. Miss Ghost Witch walks up to the warlock, looks at him, and literally lays into his body. The warlock thrashing, screaming, oh my God, no, don't do this. And the next thing you know, he turned into fucking dust. Now the witches, they on a whole nother mission because they know now that the warlock is gone, all of the energy that he just displaced is going to turn evil as fuck. Little did they know, in a little bit of time that they was in there supposedly cleaning out the theater, the warlock had already gained 150 spirits. The only way that they could stop an implosion of energy, which will literally take down the building, is if they sacrifice themselves. The 3 that was fighting off the warlock nominated themselves to be sacrificed. The coven gets to chanting, may this holy blood spill, heal, over and over and over again until every spirit was set free. After a couple of more rounds of purification, because some of them spirits was evil as hell and still lingering around, yeah, they decided now that it's clean, it can open up again. And that's when it was renamed the James Neeler Theater from the Iroquois Theater.
Never, and I mean never in my life that I think I would hear a story about a theater or any piece of real estate or property being purchased by a group of golems, witches, and warlocks. Like, what? Yo, and I never even thought about it until today, but she just schooled me on something. She said wizards and warlocks are 2 different things. I never knew that. I never even thought about that, the fact that those words were different. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I heard warlock, I also thought wizard or vice versa. I don't know. But man, God, she could make this into a short film or a full-length film, and I'd be the first to buy a ticket. It sounds like such a good movie. I'm just picturing these spirits or entities, whatever you want to call them, getting together and deciding to build and open up this theater, and then something goes wrong. The freaking warlock gets greedy, and he overhears that the rest of them trying to take him out, and now it becomes this big fight. Oh, I've never heard a story like that before. It sounds so good. Let's watch one more.
You see me like I see you. You getting another story time tonight. That's 2 in a row. Come on, my baby. Cue theme music. Boom, boom. It's story time. Boom, boom. Paranormal Chicago activity with Cat G. Hey, y'all. Hey. I have another story time. Yes, I know, right? Crazy. Anyways, it's about the Congress Hotel again. And y'all, it's some truly freaky shit happening in that hotel. We back at this damned hotel because, again, of band. I didn't think that we was gonna be as good as we was, but we was damn good. And because we didn't all learned our lesson from the last time that we was in this hotel, it's time for us to use the bathroom, but thank God, it's a bathroom right where we having our little competition at. So, we go to the bathroom, but when we go in there, it's a bathroom attendant in there, and she instantly gave me red flags. Creepoid, I don't like it. I don't even feel comfortable with using bathroom in front of people, and now this lady standing up in here listening to me tinkle. I ain't got time for it. I come out the bathroom, right? She lock eyes with me. She said, it's nice to see you again. White lady, I ain't never seen you a day in my life. What do you mean again? She like, oh, well, I mean, you were here the last time. Again, I ain't never seen you a day in my life. What do you mean again? She say, hopefully this time you don't go off wandering. What? I look up at her. Y'all, I'm washing my hands. I look up at her and I finally make eye contact with her. And her smile creeped up the side of her mouth. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. How? How do I keep on getting in this shit? This is not fair. I want to be a regular schmegular person. I didn't ask for none of this here shit. Lord, get me out of here. Out of nowhere, Miss Washington come walking in the bathroom. I said, oh, you answered the prayers, Lord. You answered them. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Miss Washington came through that door. She looked at me. Then she looked at that lady. She looked back to me and she said, Cat, why? I said, I don't know, but can you get me out of here? She said, come on, y'all, let's go. The lady said, they're fine where they are. She said, no the hell. Y'all, let's go. Come on, you been in here too long. Y'all acting like kids playing in the water. That woman in that bathroom was so mad when we walked about that bathroom. I swear I heard a growl. I know I heard a growl. We got away from the other kids. Miss Washington said, you the last person who need to be out here walking around in this hotel. Stay with the rest of the group. I said, so you heard what I heard? She said, yeah, I heard what you heard. Now stay safe. You ain't got to tell me, girl. Didn't I tell you the last time we was here? If you ain't near me, I ain't going. Now here come the next part where they got to take all of the soloists by themselves, and they gonna take them into this room, and we got to read off of all the sheet music. This is a solo skills challenge. If you think I'm finna walk into this room with all these evil looking white people by myself, baby, you got another thing coming. No, ma'am, I'm not doing it. Kiss my ass. Go suck a dick. Mr. Hunt mad. You really not finna do this? You really not gonna do this? You just gonna embarrass everybody? They really love you. I bet they do. But they not getting me. I'm not going in there. I'm too black for this. I'm sorry. I'm not going in there by myself. One of y'all got to go. I need the adult supervision of another black person. If y'all not going in here with me, I'm not going in here with these crazy ass looking white people. Did you look at that door? Go look at the door. Mr. Hunt, go look at the door. He talking about some, that's just your imagination. Absolutely the fuck not. No. I need a safer black adults. I need a safer black adult because he's not black enough. He ain't safe enough. Where's Miss Washington? They turned around talking about some Miss Washington on the other side of the building with some other students. Well, I'm going on that side of the building because Mr. Hunt is not safe. I'm being hunted. You got me fucked up. In the blink of an eye, at the most perfect time, Miss Washington pop up. She say, hey, Cat, you want to go with me? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I don't want to be over here. I don't want to be over here. I'm going to die. Oz is going to die, ma'am. I can't be with him. He not a safe adult. She looked at me and she said, yeah, come on. Come on. Thank you. Get me the fuck out of here. I went back to the bathroom where all our stuff was, where I encountered that first lady at, right? I walk in the bathroom, ain't nobody in there. I come out the stall, she's standing there. I looking at her, she looking at me. She say, so, I guess your curiosity didn't get the best of you this time around? Ma'am, if you don't get the fuck away from me, I swear to God, I'm gonna burn you to hell. She looked at me and was like, you wouldn't dare. Bitch, I'm finna break all the coven rules. I'm finna break all of them. I'm gonna break them all. Cause baby, if I pull out this mantra, this gonna be the best time for me to get in trouble. Cause bitch, if you don't get the fuck away from me. That lady looked at me and she growled again. I said, yeah, I knew I heard your demonic ass growling. And she went out that door. Y'all, that was the last time I had went to the Congress Hotel with my band. That was my sophomore year. I'm not doing it again. Kiss my ass. I'm not doing this again. Cause they is trying to get me. My junior year come around, Mr. Hunt must have thought that my ass was playing. He talking about the Congress Hotel is coming up, and if it's anybody that's in this band room who don't want to go to the Congress Hotel, you might as well hand in your instrument. Bitch, you ain't got to tell me. When I tell y'all I broke that flute down into 3 parts, put it back in that case, put my stand up and handed that motherfucker back to him, that man turned 50 Shades of Red. He was so pissed off. I'm gonna call your mother. Call her! Call her! And when you call her, make sure you tell her your reasoning and then give me the phone so I can tell her my reasoning. And my mama gonna be like, okay, I get it, Catherine, come home. Thank you. Thank you. I can't go to the Congress Hotel, sir. Sorry. That man called himself trying to call my bluff. And he gonna call my mama. My mama tell him, put me on the phone. He put me on the phone. My mama say, what's going on? I tell her, he trying to make me go back to the Congress Hotel. She said, oh, okay, put him on the phone. I put him back on the phone. The first thing that came out my mama's mouth was, she not going back to the Congress Hotel, Mr. Hunt. I'm sorry. It ain't nothing I can do about that. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because, baby, I'm in danger. And you're not listening. That man sitting up there on that phone talking to my mama, talking about stuff. Is there anything you could do that could possibly persuade her into going and doing this because I really need her to? And she was like, sir, now you know like I know. When her mind is made up, her mind is made up. If she says she not going back, she not going back. And I am not. I am not. 2 times in a row, I ran into vampire-esque people. Curiosity not finna kill this cat. And now here's the crazy part about me saying this statement. The full statement, the full phrase is, curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. Here's the thing. Nothing about this hotel brings me satisfaction, okay? I know deep in my soul, if I keep on coming back, I'm not going to leave this motherfucker. Nothing about this satisfies me, sir. I am out. You ain't got to worry about me ever coming back, sir. You go and find you somebody else to do it, because it ain't going to be me.
That story just progressively got better and better. Yo, shout out to Cat G's mom. She reminded me of my mom. Anytime I ever had a teacher that would call my house because they wanted to speak to my mom, to tell my mom something about me, my mom would be like, listen, that boy done made up his mind. Ain't nothing I could do about it or you could do about it. If he say he ain't gonna do it or ain't gonna go, then that's just what it is. You better respect him if you want him to respect you. Man, the fact that Cat G was so determined to not go back to that place, it just tells me just how real this story is, because she could have easily faked it and said that she went and all of this crazy stuff happened. But no, she was like, hell no. She said, I went there twice before and go back I shall do no more. Oh, man.